Hello, everybody that's watching this Zen demo. I am Robin Mayberry, and I am one of the resident artists upstairs here in Gallery 1. And today we're going to be doing a little Zen demo on one of my three favorite things. I do stitching, I do art journaling, and I do encaustics. And today we're going to talk about encaustics. Well, we're not going to really talk. I'm going to try to actually limit the talk, but I'm going to just show you what it looks like to play with wax. So encaustics is one of the oldest art forms. There are encaustic pieces about 4,500 years old, and they were into it in Mesopotamia and Egypt and all that because it's painting with wax and pigment. So I am actually going to just go ahead and switch you right over to my workspace camera and just give you a quick introduction. So we've got right now, we've got the camera on my palette. This here is encaustic paint. So that's encaustic medium, which is beeswax and resin mixed with pigment. And I've got a bunch of different colors. Here's just clear medium, and you'll see we layer it back and forth between, or you can do different techniques, but basically use a lot of this clear medium and much less of the pigmented medium. And today so just showing you my little palette here. This is actually just a pancake skillet I got from Goodwill. You can spend a whole bunch of money, but why? And I wanted to give you just a quick peek at some of the work I've been doing. My husband, Scott Mayberry, and I have a show coming up in September in the Evelyn Green, so I'm making some encaustic pieces for that. But meanwhile, we're just going to come over here and we're going to just do some playing with wax. Oops. I don't want that. There we go. 1 second. There we go. All right, that's the way I want it. So the very first thing I'm going to do, you see, I'll do a little bit of talking, try not to go too crazy, is one of my favorite techniques that drives some people crazy, but I think it's really fun, is incising. So I'm going to just make some marks. I've already built some layers of wax, and I'm going to carve into the wax, fill it with a contrasting color, and we'll let it cool, and then we'll carve it off, and you'll see I just really like this technique. This is a piece I've already added to and taken off of a whole bunch of times. All of the art forms that I do allow me to do work the way I do it, which is that I work in response to the layer before. So I'm always putting layers down, taking layers off until I like the way it finishes. You can do that with fabric, with art journaling, and really very well with wax. So I already have probably 6 layers of wax down. So that's what I just carved into. And now we're going to fill it with some contrasting colors. And we will let this cool. I have a little refrigerator right under my table to speed that up. Okay, this piece has nothing but, this is just balsa wood with 3 layers of medium on it. And where I left off on this one is it still needs to be fused. So I am going to use a big power torch in a safe way. With encaustics, because you're always working with things at various levels of temperature and curing, I always do several pieces at once. Now here's a piece I started adding paint to, just abstract layers of color. Okay. So here's everybody's favorite part. Now that we've got some paint on the surface, we're going to fuse. So here I fused, I mean, it's really difficult to see on the camera. This is just 3 fused layers of clear medium, but you fuse it so that they stick to each other and they stick to the surface underneath the substrate. Here, now we've got some color on so you can see it a lot better. And this is fun. All we're doing is melting, gently melting the layers together. And this is a very organic art form, and it has a way of doing what it wants to do. So sometimes it'll spread or mix. Okay, let's see if I can get a better color shot. So we've got several different colors going in there, and that's just background that now I can respond to with lines and taking some off and putting some on. We'll let that cool. Okay. Here I wanted to add some paper, some embedding. This was somebody sent me a package with all kinds of stuff on it. I kept the paper for just this. Interesting. Yeah, that's another interesting to me early layer. Put some on, take some off, but now we're gonna let it size a piece out. So underneath these globs of paint is the shape, and we're going to reveal that shape. Comes the shape. And there we go. Yep. What we did was carve into the wax, fill the little canyon that I carved with the contrasting color, and then when I carve off the sort of the pile of pigment, it leaves the shape, which looks cool. And do another one. Et voila. This one's still kind of warm. I get kind of hooked on carving out these shapes. I think it's very fun. There will be some more encaustic classes at Gallery 1 as soon as we can do encaustic classes at Gallery 1. And I have been trying to figure out a good way to do it online. And I think I have some ideas. Encaustic is so versatile that it can really keep you busy for a while. So just in this little time, we've done carving in, embedding in with paper and string. We've built some layers, we've added some color, we've taken some color back off. Now I'm going to just fuse on a layer of medium. A lot of times you'll put a layer of pigment, layer of medium, and build like that. And you see, I don't know if you can tell, but as I go over this, I'm just deliberately kind of melting it and letting it move for the fun of it. And we'll see what that does when it cools. I don't really like the way it spread, but you know what I can do? I can always add another layer, put some on, take some off. That is the game. Okay, and here I'm going to keep incising here and reveal these other 3 white diamonds and probably add some more sort of carving with lines. And I might fill in, like I need to work with the composition a little bit. But this is getting to a place where I like, it's got a lot of layers on it. This is just getting started. Hold on. This is just getting started. One of the differences between this, see this is on cradled board here, these two. And so it's just, all I have to do is paint the sides and they're finished. This is just on a flat piece of balsa wood that I got. You can do encaustics basically on any hard surface, especially if you prep it with encaustic gesso, which is a certain kind of gesso that makes the wax stick a little bit better. You know, you can always experiment. This is a really forgiving art form. It's a little bit of a hurdle to get all the stuff that you need to do encaustics with. The paint's a little bit expensive, and you need a torch and a palette and brushes and containers and things like that. But once you have it, it can last. Everything will last a really long time. So anyway, I think I'm going to leave off here. Not with a finished piece because we only have a little while, and each piece takes me like, you know, 10 or 20 hours of putting on, taking off. It's just kind of how I work. I think that's probably how a lot of people do though with encaustics, because it's a lot of building up layers and pulling stuff back off. Some people do get really figurative with the wax, but I'm just not a figurative artist. So I've seen some really cool stuff, even here shown here at Gallery 1, portraits and stuff. But I just like to play with color. So I think that's what I'm going to show today. And I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope you'll kind of stay tuned, because as soon as the world is back, I know Gallery 1's got a bunch of cool stuff that we're eager to share, and encaustic is going to be among them. So thank you very much and enjoy your day of art.